Okay, in the previous section we saw that we could initialize the attributes here outside of the constructor, and all the copies that we make will be by default will get these attributes. Okay. First of all, let's go to the class zoo, and we saw here if we create an animal, okay, there is no parameter passed because in the constructor there is no parameter, so it goes with the default value, which are these. Okay. Then the same thing for AnimalZoo. Okay, it goes and it gives us the same when they speak. The result are the same. First of all, we can go to any of those variables animal from the class animal, and when I put the dot operator, then I see the three attributes here, so age, gender, and weight, and I can have access to age, gender, and weight here. Then I change it. For example, I change this one. The gender is this time a female. I can even go for another one and said the weight is equal to, I don't know, 25 kilos. Okay, this is possible to do it. Then I can go and execute it, and then when I execute it, I see that the gender of the second one is female and the weight is 25. Okay. But there is another way for initializing the variable. It's at the time, the attributes. It's at the time of creating them, where we create them in this line here. And here we are creating it. How we should do this? So we go back to our class animal. Okay. Then instead of giving it an empty constructor, okay, I can define inside the parentheses here in front of animal the different attributes that are associated with the class animal. So I can say here is the age, I can say here is the gender, and I can say here is the weight. Means that every time I want to create an animal, okay, inside the parentheses here, I have to define in order the age, the gender, and the weight. Okay, it's a method with a method behavior. So then I can come here and I can say this age is equal to age. This is the current object. Means that this object that we are talking, this object that you are creating right now, this is the current object, the one that you are creating right now. Okay. The field age, which is here, this field age, will be equal to age, what I pass as a parameter. Okay, I put age here. I don't, because to be like clear, okay, I could put whatever I want. A, then here I say A. So this A here, okay, it's a parameter of this function. Then it becomes an argument here, the first argument. Let's say the age is 12. Then I go back. If we look at here, it's underlined because illegal state of expression. So you have, or this one, it says constructor animal in class animal cannot be applied to given types, required integer, string integer. Because now that we have created constructor with different parameters, we can no more use the constructor without parameter. This one is overriding the empty constructor. The empty constructor, we use it just when we have no other constructor. So we continue here. We say this gender, it's equal to gender. I repeat, this is the current object. Gender is this type, is this attributes here. Equal to gender, what is this gender? Is the parameter that here the user in the main has entered. So I said the gender is unknown. Here we go. Unknown. It's a string. It takes us. I could do it whatever I want. GH. I could do it blah blah, and here I write blah blah. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that this gender, the first one, refers to the attributes. The second one here, this is the string that in the parameter the user or the class that wants to create this object is passing. Okay, so I take out the blah blah, I put back the gender just to be nicer to write. Here we go. Then I have the third one, which is the weight. So I go the weight, okay, is equal to the weight. What I have passed here as a parameter. So this weight is this weight. And that weight is this weight. Here, voila. Okay. So now every time I want to create from the class animal, because the constructor has the three parameters, I have to declare my three parameters. Okay. The first one, the second one, and now the last one, which is an integer, and it was the weight, I think. Here we go, 30. So now I created my object. Now I'm creating the second one. I don't need to create the second one. I just put it. Here we go, as here we go. So now we're going to go to speak to see what we have here. So now my animal speaks 12 unknown 30. After creation, is it possible again to change it? Let me see. The age is not 12 anymore, is 120. Let's execute it. Then I see the animal age is 120. So this is a constructor. Okay. Now I put the three parameters. Three parameters are the three attributes that we have here. Okay. So is it possible to have a second one? Absolutely. I can have another constructor here. And my constructor this time will take two parameters. Just the age and the gender. So I have two parameters. Right? This is method overloading. I have two methods with the same name that I can use in parallel in my application. I can do this for other methods too. The only thing is here the number of parameter should be different than the number of parameter in the second method. In this case, the constructor. Or if the number of parameters are not different, the type of the parameters should be different. So I can do it like this. I just take the ent here. I put it over here. I have three constructors now. I have three constructors. Alright, now that we have three constructors, okay, let's go here. Okay, we created the first one with the first constructor. Now we can create another animal with the constructor just with two elements. So the first one integer and the second one, I'm gonna put it, here we go, female. And the age is something else, 20. Okay, just put this as a comment so it takes this one out. And we make both of them speak. Great. So let's make the last try. Okay, now we make a third one. So with the third constructor, the first one, here we go, is a male, and the age will be 45. Here we go. Then we will make the animal 3 speaks. Okay, so as you can see, all of them works. For the one that we do not have a definition, okay, it will give us the default value 0, 0. So that's the difference. If I do not put a parameter here, okay, then the third parameter here, so it will get the default value. Okay. So I'm going to stop this here because we're going to go to another notion, but I just want to one more time remind you, this is method overloading. Okay, we have the same method, okay, and the same method takes either different number of parameter. So here I have 3 parameters. In these 2 other cases I have 2 parameters. So I can do that. Even the number of parameters are the same, no problem. If the order is not the same, it works. So I have a class with 3 constructor, and here we are. Thank you.